Alright, this video I'm gonna answer the question. Somebody sent me a message, a few weeks or months ago. Asked me, what is authentic kung fu? And I want to answer that question. Authentic means real. So what is real kung fu? Authentic and real kung fu is somebody who truly has worked hard to get good at a certain craft, a certain art, or a certain expression, a certain skill, a certain talent. And what represents a high level of development is subjective. So it depends on you and your place and what you think is good enough for you. So somebody, in terms of the martial arts, in my eyes, a martial artist should be representing health and wellness and fitness. That's one strong component. And then he should also be combatively capable. And then third, he should be a meditative person, a spiritual person, and living the spiritual way, living the way towards truth. So in order to assess something as being authentic in terms of martial arts, now if you create something that is authentic to you, that is your creativity, he's there, okay? Yeah, so could you go get it and then alright, bye. Alright, bye. Alright, so when you create something that is authentic to you, that is your creativity and that is authentic on its own. But when you copy somebody, then it's not really authentic anymore because it's not coming from yourself. Now, when you copy somebody and say you take their brand, their name, and you say it's your own, then it's not authentic because you didn't create that, and unless you get permission from the person to use that brand and that name, then it's not authentic. So that's something to think about and consider. So, in my eyes, when somebody like Bruce Lee creates his own brand of martial art and he calls it Jeet Kune Do, only he is authentic to Jeet Kune Do, and the people of whom he gives permission to use that label under his authority can claim authenticness to that brand. Okay, so that is a part of it. So in my eyes, when you got an art like, say, Taekwondo, and people claim that. To me, there are the creators of Taekwondo, and only the creators of Taekwondo are the ones who could say that that expression is authentic. So um, it's not just a sport where anybody could say that they play basketball. Anybody could say that they play football. Anybody could say that they play baseball. But not everybody could say that they're actually playing for the NBA currently, or that they even played for the NBA in the past. Not everybody could say that they play for the NFL currently, or that they even played for the NFL in the past. So somebody that says that they play for the NBA and they don't actually play for the NBA, then that is not authentic. That is not real. But anybody can play basketball. Nobody can stop you from playing basketball. But people can stop you from saying that you are in the NBA when you're not. Same thing with being a police officer. Not anybody could just say that they're a police officer. That's something that has to be verified by that organization. So something that means this authentic is, if you create it, then that's yours, that's authentic. But once you start expressing something that you didn't create, you need permission from the creator in order to be authentic. That is in terms of that. But as far as the expression is concerned, combatively, there's different ways to express combative, the combativeness of the martial arts. The fitness, let me go over that first, is something where the person should be fit, should, meet up to certain expectations of fitness levels. And that's subjective once again. Like, what is considered fit to you? And then you hold that person up to that standard. As for myself, somebody that's considered fit is somebody who is very functional with his body. He has endurance, he has cardio endurance, he has speed, he has strength, he has flexibility. He could do many demonstrations of strength that a lot of people cannot do. The average person cannot do. He's very flexible. He's very flexible with his body, and more flexible than the average person. When it comes to cardio endurance, he doesn't get tired easily. When it comes to speed, he can run fast, he can kick fast, he can punch fast. So that's the physical expression to determine authenticity. It's something that you should be able to visually see. You can see if somebody's flexible, you can see if they're strong, you can see if they have energy and cardio endurance. As far as the combat is concerned, what is authentic in combat? There's a lot of fake stuff out there. There's a lot of people in the movies in Hollywood that might make it seem as if they are good in defending themselves when they're actually not. So there's that fakeness involved. And there's the people that are in combat sport. You compare different fighters, you could see who is better by putting them up against each other. And then you can see right before your eyes, who is better in whatever combat sport you're observing at that moment. Martial arts is not a combat sport, but it is still very much a physical expression. So for me, I can tell by visually seeing somebody practicing combative techniques whether or not they are proficient. I could see when somebody's punching the bag, if he has power in his punches. I could see somebody who's using the wooden dummy, whether or not he's proficient with that. When somebody's jumping rope, I could see whether or not he's proficient in jumping rope. When they're practicing forms, I could see whether or not their technique is good. When they're shadow boxing, I could see. But then also when they're sparring with other people, I can see whether or not they're proficient in what they do, you know. And then ultimately, the best test is actually sparring against the person yourself to see how capable they are. So that is a way of, you know, seeing for yourself, you know, whether or not somebody's capable in that area. As far as meditation is concerned, it's more like a lifestyle. It's more like a way that you see the world, the way that you live, the way that you treat people, um, the way that you view life, and, you know, your expression of your spirit, you know, your values. So it's really getting to know a person to see if he's living a life of peace, and does he have compassion. You know, these are all the components that have to come together to see whether or not a martial artist is authentic. You know, and that's what I assess it by. You know, and it's a subjective thing because, you know, some people that aren't that good at something, they can learn from a lot of different people because there's going to be a lot of people out there that can teach something to them because they're complete beginners. They don't know anything. But then there are people that are very much well trained and developed themselves, and it's going to be harder for them to find a qualified teacher that's going to be able to help take them to the next level. You know, so um, that's the thing. You know, some people, it's going to be harder to find the right teacher. You know, because if you're very much developed yourself, you're very fit yourself, then it's going to, you know, you have to find somebody that's even more fit than yourself, you know, to help you get to that next level. You know, when you're good at a certain game, a certain skill, then you're going to have to find somebody who's even better than you to help you get to the next level. You know, um, when it comes to meditation, you're going to have to find somebody who has even more experience than you to help take you to the next level. You know, so something when it comes to authenticism, it just really depends on who is the person that's interested in learning, that will dictate whether or not, you know, something, you know, whatever school that they go to, or whatever person they choose to learn from is going to be a worthy teacher for him or her. You know, but that's what I have to say about that topic. You know, authentic kung fu.